there more than one unfinished novel sitting in your hard drive? And are you wondering if your current work in progress is headed in that same direction? Hi, I'm Jennifer Gregson, a tarot book coach and young adult author who helps writers get through that muddy middle so they can actually get back on track, enjoying the writing process, and type the end all with a smile on their face. I feel like there are three reasons why writers get stuck in the muddy middle. They think their book stinks, they can't see a way to end the dang thing, and they're just not getting along with their characters. These are very valid and very frustrating reasons. I know. But there are solutions and ways to avoid these problems so that you don't throw this book into the trash pile to join the many friends that are probably sitting in there. Reason number one, author's feelings. When you start to get stuck and all you can think is, this book stinks. I stink. I hate this character. I hate this plot. What was I even thinking? These are very big feelings and they're very valid. And sometimes you just need a break, a little step away from your project to get out of this weird mood. But sometimes you need to reconnect to your big why. Your big why for your book project is the reason you wanted to write this book in the first place. Maybe it was the character that you created first, or the plot, or something about the ending. Something about this book got you excited at some point. So you need to remind yourself of what your big why is. Now, I personally like to have some sort of physical representation of my big why in my writing space. Now, I, of course, use a tarot card for that. I usually pick one card that's sort of the theme of the book I'm working on, and I leave that in my space. But you can also use a vision board or a digital Pinterest board, or you can literally write it down and look at it every day or once a week. It's up to you how you want to do this, but you need to stay connected to that big why. Now, having big feelings around your book project sometimes needs something more. So if you are stuck in this mode of everything stinks, I stink, this sucks, I just want to crap everything, but you're still really excited about your book project, this is when you probably need to reach out to somebody for some help. And I am one such person that you can reach out to. As a tarot book coach, this is what I do. I offer a 4-session one-on-one coaching package where the very first session we deal with your big feelings about your book, your writing process, your characters, and we start from where you are and how you're feeling. So if that's something that interests you, then hit the link in my description box below to go to the page where you can set up your first session. Reason number 2 that I see people getting stuck is they can't see their way to that ending. How to avoid? Well, having a loose plan helps. So let's say maybe you had too detailed of an outline and you're completely off track. Maybe you didn't have an outline at all and now you have no idea how to get to an end, right? And these are kind of two ends of the same problem. Where you are right now is off track of where you think you should be. And that can sometimes cause us to go, whoa, I'm done. I can't figure out what I've done. I've painted myself into a corner and I don't want to write anymore. Sometimes it just takes a step back. Sometimes all you need to do is give yourself a day, a little bit of a break, and think, how do I want my book to end? Think on it while you're doing the dishes, or while you're cleaning the bathroom, or while you're taking a walk. Getting ideas in the shower always works for me. Get away from the project and ask yourself how you want the book to end. Once you have an idea for how you want to end, the next thing is figuring out where you are, that's point A, and how to get to where you want to go, point B. If you're having trouble connecting the dots, again, that's where I come in. We actually are going to do that in your second session. I'm going to help you figure out where your book is ending, where are you now, and how to take those next steps. If you want to do this on your own, literally just sort of make a new outline. Picture it like stepping stones, right? Over a river. This stone is where you are. This stone is where you want to go. Map out the next few scenes that you need to write. It's okay if the first part of your book is not where your book is going to end up, maybe journal a little bit about that. Put that in your document. Hey, this is kind of where I should be, and then start from there. You can always fix later. It's always better to get the book written right at the end so that you can go back and fix. If you have nothing to fix, you're never going to get finished. The third problem I see is not getting to know your characters. Yep, you create them. Yep, you created a character sheet. Yep, you know their hair color, you know their eye color, you know where they went to school, you know what they want. But it might not be enough. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I like to think of characters as my friends. Yep, even the antagonist, even the bad guys, even the side characters. I think of them as real people. And I talk to them like real people. Yep, you might think I'm a crazy person, but I think this works really, really well. I sometimes do it out loud. I sometimes do it on paper. I usually do it with a tarot card. It works for me. Hopefully it works for you too. Let me explain. So I use tarot cards to create my characters, but if you haven't done that and you have a deck, you can literally do this process now. Go through your favorite deck and choose one card to represent the character that you want to have a conversation with. Get that card out and sit down and talk to them. You can, like I said, do this out loud, going back and forth. I'm an ex-actor, so sometimes that's fun for me because I can do characterization and crazy voices, but sometimes I want to just journal this as well, and I will literally just put like A for author and then whatever the initial of the character is. So one of my characters in my second novel is named Etta, E-T-T-A, so I will be like author A, E for Etta, or J for Jennifer, E for Etta, and just sort of write down dialogue back and forth. But having this card helps me personify that character. Now, this is not the card I would use for Etta, but this is a great card to use for a character because there's so much going on here. So I would look at the card and start journaling. Now, you don't have to use tarot for this. You can use an image on Pinterest. You can use an image in a magazine, or you can just get very, very clear about what the character looks like and put them in your head. The main thing I want you to do is talk to them. Ask them questions. What do they want you to know? What is it that they want out of this story? Why are they giving you their story to tell? Ask them, what do they want? Ask them, what do they need? They might not know. That might be something you have to figure out, but they might. Ask them questions about their friends. Ask them questions about their childhood. Really, really, really get deep. Basically, be their therapist. Treat them like real people. Treat them like friends and get to know them. Yes, this takes time, but it's better to spend the time on this, really deepen that relationship so that you can get back to writing rather than just chuck your whole novel and throw it in the digital trash. If you have multiple manuscripts that you've stopped because you got stuck in that middle, isn't it better to take a little bit of time rather than do it again? And if you're like, I have no idea how to do this, or I feel really silly doing this, or I would really like you to show me how to do this, then you need to check the link down in my description box for my 4-session one-on-one coaching package, Muddy Middle to Manuscript. I take 4 sessions. We don't have to do them every week. It's totally customized to your schedule, but we go through a process. Yes, I use tarot. Yes, I use journaling prompts. Yes, I use writing exercises. I use a lot of different things. And we have conversations around your feelings, how you're feeling about your book and your characters. We go through your outline, where you are, where you want to get to. We talk about your characters. I give you lots of exercises and lots of help to get you to deepen the understanding, to become friends with them. And the very last session, I will basically make sure you are on the right track so that you can get back to writing, have fun in the process, because I believe writing should be the most fun thing you do all day, and get to the end so that you can actually finish. First drafts are hard. First drafts are messy. First drafts aren't perfect. but we expect them to be. We expect them to be these beautiful things, and we get really down on ourselves when they're not. And I'm here to tell you that you as a writer are valid. Your story is valid. If you have that story on your heart, it's there for a reason. And I want to help you get that out into the world. So, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them below. If you'd like to check it out, the link is in the box below. And I will be making videos every week this summer. So, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you around.